Hello. Yeah, it's pretty windy when I hear. How you doing, Pota? Hello. Hey. The United States of America, Texas. You're from England or something? Okay. How was the German food? Is it just like I don't know what we sell at the deli? At we sell like bratwurst and sausage and stuff. German black. We do Black Forest ham. So we do at the American deli. Black Forest ham. Yeah, but I was thinking about it like schnitzel and apple strudel. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Well, it was what I was really worried about was Irish food, because I'm part Irish, and I was like, man, they don't really have good food. Like Germans have better food than like Irish and English people, and I was like, well, not the fish and chips. They've got that down, dude. What's my favorite food? It's not Irish and English like my family hood. I think it's I grew up in Houston, Texas. So I think my favorite food is yeah, it's a lot of stews. I'm not anti stew. I'm not a big stew guy. We don't really we only have freezes down here in Texas only so often, so I see why it's not that popular down here. Irish stews and but what is popular actually is English and Irish uh, the pies. I'm sorry, the mashed potato recipe is very popular. Shit. Yeah, it's getting crazy out here. Yeah, this is not. I mean, Texas is not really a big stew nation like Ireland because we're not really that cold. We're only cold sometimes, so that's why that's a big stew nation. Also, we're kind of semi-aquatic, bangers and mash. No, it's called shepherd's pie. That's English and Irish. Um, so if there's anything that people love from Texas and they also like from Ireland and England, everybody loves shepherd's pie. And I remember a Scottish woman I used to live with. She'd make the shepherd's pie, and I loved it every time. I go to St. Patrick's Day. I love shepherd's pie. I don't know why shepherd's pie is not that popular. It's really hot and humid in Houston, Texas. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, most of the settlers pre World War II were German. That's why this area is called Klein or Middlestadt or Strock or whatever. Mostly beef Wellington. Yeah, I never had it actually. Yeah, is it very expensive to get beef Wellington? I know it's hard to. I've seen it. I've never had the balls to actually try to make it. I know it's you have to make pastries, you have to make the beef, you have to make everything perfect. It's almost like making a nuclear bomb. It's so hard. I mean, I'm not saying it's as hard as making a nuclear weapon, but I'm saying it's you have to cook. I mean, I never had a beef Wellington. Yeah, I know I like it. Yeah. Um, Most of the settlers in this area were from Germany and Texas, Shiner, Klein. And that's not. Yeah, I mean, a lot of restaurants in Houston and Texas they don't offer beef Wellington. Yeah, I know where it is. I don't know where it is. So yeah, I've never attempted a beef Wellington because I know it's going to be it's not the expense that bothers me. It's the what really kind of worries me is it's how much I have to invest in the time. It seems like so complicated that you have to do it right every single step of the way. It's not that I'm scared about that. It's just like if I try to do the beef Wellington, it's gonna be it's hard to make. Yeah, yeah, it's not easy. I can't just make some potatoes and put some beef and carrots in and put some turmeric. This is a complicated process to make beef Wellington. Yeah, yeah, it's probably just yeah. Um, but when I met the Scottish people, they've been talking about haggis and uh, and you know that sheep's stomach, and I don't have anything to do about that. We don't have many sheep in Texas. It's just cattle, and so you know only the Scottish tell me about sheep's stomach and tell me about haggis. And so there's a lot of dishes I don't know how to prepare from Scotland or Ireland and England because I just don't know. It's not it's not usually here. So yeah, it's better. It would just be better if I bought yeah sheep's stomach. Does that sound gross? It sounds pretty gross. Yeah. I mean, I'm just interesting because Scottish people are always talking about haggis. Is sheep's stomach, is that really like tasty or is it? It sounds nasty. I know it does. Yep. So where do you live? England or German ancestry? No, I don't. German ancestry. I think it's just even though this city, this area I live in is most in Texas is settled by Germans. I'm Irish and English, so yeah. Yeah, my family's from England, the Wheelers and the Stanleys, and then um, Irish is from Wheelers, starting about 1500s. The Native Americans are Cherokee Indians. So you know that's my kind of. I mean, if I tested my genetics and it was anything different, you know, I'd be open to it, but I don't think it's anything different than that. I'm not sad about it. My genetic my genetics are complex enough, multi-continental enough. I don't need anything, you know, different. So I'm not really worried. Yeah, I have Native American ancestry as well, Cherokee Indian. Yeah. So the Wheelers are from England, and they're also from Ireland, but also Native American from Cherokee. So that's a 1,000-year-old race or so that's lived in this continent for you know at least 1,000 years, as far as I know. So yeah, I don't consider myself a mutt or anything. I just it is what it is. Yeah, yeah. I'm not. Yeah, actually, Ann Arbor, Michigan. Yeah, excellent. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not ashamed of Native American heritage. Why would I be? You know, why would I be? Ann Arbor, Ann Ann Arbor, Michigan. Nice to meet you. You know, I don't know how people from Michigan feel. Yeah. What are the native? I know the Native American tribes are different up there. I know down here from Oklahoma south is Cherokee, at least partially. I don't know what the Native American tribes are up in Michigan. Are they Shawnee or something like that? Like, I don't know who they are. So I don't know much about Michigan except it's a state of the United States of America. That's about all I know. I met people in Michigan, and so that's about as far as I know about it. I'd like to know more. Yeah. Um, yeah. I've heard of the Great Lakes. I've never been there. I've been to Illinois in the Great Lakes when I did naval training. I never really deeply explored. So when I went to naval training, I went to Chicago, Illinois, but never went above that. So I did naval training, but I don't remember anything beyond that, you know. So I never went to Michigan or just to Illinois. So I've been up there. I've been to the Great Lakes, but you know, the Upper Peninsula. Yeah. Naval training. Yeah, it was. You know, just training. You just some guy yells at you and tells you you're a pussy, and then you do a lot of push-ups. It's like what you see in the movies. So you're working out, and some guy says you're a pussy and you're a pink panty fucker, and that's all it is. It's the same shit you see in the movies. It's you know. Yeah, I was for the Navy. Um, my ASVAB scores, I couldn't get into the Space Force or the Air Force. I'm sorry, they didn't have the Space Force back then. I couldn't get in the Air Force. I wanted to get into the Air Force, but my ASVAB scores weren't that high, so I got sent to the Navy, and I was like, oh fuck. It's like because it wasn't because my aptitude, my intellect wasn't that high. It's because I didn't give a shit. That's why I got sent to the Navy, and yeah, I don't talk about it all the time. So yeah, I was enlisted in the Navy before the September 11th, 2000 attacks, so I wasn't tell us some stories about the Navy. Uh, I can tell silly ones or serious ones. It's you know, all over the place. So many stories. I don't even know where to begin. You know, I mean, I could do it from the first doctor check-in in my butthole. I could do it to the last fucking cruiser. Both silly and both serious and silly. Yeah. Some of these stories, I can't even tell them all. It's just, I don't even know where to begin. You know, it's like, there's no starting point for this. Um, you want to do it recruitment or you want to do it like reality? Recruitment is like, man, BS. So recruitment is like you're a young man, and then the government comes up to you. They're like, you need to join the armed forces, serve Uncle Sam, baby. And they're like, you're never going to get any pussy if you don't join the army. And it's like bullshit. But that's what they do. Okay, recruitment, and I'll go on from there. All right, we'll do that. So you just graduate high school, and then the Navy recruiters come up. This dude's like, okay, I'll do recruitment first. He's like, these guys, the recruiters that come up to you, you're 17, you just graduate high school, you're a freshman. Like, you join the Navy. And he goes, you can get pussy from Australia. He said pussy from Australia. And I was like, oh, yeah, right. You know, but you're like 17, you're like, pussy from Australia. Yeah, let's go. So I signed up. That's not what happened. Pussy in Australia. That's not what joining the Navy was like. Not at all. Just bullshit. I think politicians are bullshit artists. The military recruiters are bullshit artists. Pussy in Australia. So the guy came back to me and was like, you can get pussy in Australia, and the Australian beaches, endless pussy. And I was like, dude, fucking whatever. And then, so then when we get into the delayed recruitment program, we sign up. We sign our lives away to the United States military. Okay, this is what happens. And then, me and my friends are like, man, this shit's going to be like, Full Metal Jacket. We better get our asses in gear. And so we start going to the gym all the time. We start going to the park all the time. So we're running all the time and acting like fools and all this shit. Trying to become Superman, all this crap. And then, all this crap. It's BS. So we're going to the park, but we're not even training hard. And we don't even know what the physical standards are going to be like. But we keep working out and we run every day. We don't know what we're doing, but we know we're about to be sent off. So we try to work out a lot and stuff, and but we don't have any idea what we're getting ourselves into, guys. So then the reality hits. There's no Australian pussy. Okay, it's crazy. So then we go to Chicago, Illinois base, and the guy's yelling in our face, "You pink panty faggot fucker!" And all that shit. We get there and the reality hits like, oh God, I think we signed a bad deal here, guys. Yeah. Was it Australian Punani? Australian Puntang? No, it wasn't. It was bullshit. We got fucking hoodwinked, donk. And then this guy yelling in our face every day. It's so ghetto, dude. And then, all right, we get no sleep. We're in the Navy training. and people calling us, the drill instructors calling it pink panty faggot fucker and all that shit. I'm like, dude, oh God, this is bullshit, dude. The drill sergeants, they were like one big black dude was like, he said, "You Nintendo playing motherfuckers." I remember him yelling, "You Nintendo playing faggot motherfuckers." They were like yelling faggot Nintendo playing like all the time, dude. I was like, fuck. How was the food? Well, that is different. For the Navy food was really good. It was really good. They had great Mexican. Dude, the guy would yell at me, "You Nintendo playing motherfuckers." The guy would yell, dude, like, "You Nintendo playing faggots." And I would be like, oh my God. And, I took personal offense. I grew up with Nintendo, and he'd be like, "You Nintendo playing faggot fuckers." And I'd be like, oh my God. And what happened was, how was the food? And everybody knows that the Navy food is really good. The burritos, dude. Burritos, quesadillas, beans. Everything about the Navy food is excellent. You can't complain about that. Maybe you complain about some guy calling you a faggot, Nintendo playing motherfucker. But what is so good about, really, the Navy food is excellent. It's one of the highest, not only military food, I think it's one of the best food in the world. I mean, I can't really say that with all certainty, but no. Yeah, sometimes some people would yell off to the drill instructor, and I remember one time this dude was like, the drill instructor was yelling in his face, and he goes, "Whatever, dude." I knew that guy was dropped. Like, there was no way. He goes, "Whatever, dude." I knew he was screwed. Yeah, I laughed my ass. I tried not to laugh my ass off because I didn't want to do more I didn't want to do more push-ups or get sent to the brig. But what happened was the guy goes, "Whatever, bro," and man, I swear I almost died laughing. And like, sometimes we're doing like aquatic training, and there was admirals and there was these higher brass in the Navy around, and like this one dude jumped off the fucking he jumped off. This dude jumped off the high plank and went hoo-ah. He got busted, and he did that in front of the admirals. And dude, he almost, man, he got his ass kicked so bad. I thought it was so. Sometimes some shit happens so hilarious, but sometimes I was like, dude, you should be laughing. This is not funny, man. And it wasn't funny. Some of the shit that was going on, I should have been laughing, but it was so hilarious that I couldn't stop. So we did aquatic training one day, and we were in the pool and we were jumping the planks, and this one dude went hoo-ah because he saw it. You know what I'm saying? Went hoo-ah, and there was like admirals in the U.S. Navy, and went hoo-ah. Dude, I knew he was gonna get his ass chewed out. Yeah. It was if someone did something stupid. No, it was more like individualistic. Even though the unit was unified, if someone did something like whatever, screw you, boss, then they would get punished more. So it wasn't like it wasn't like the entire unit got punished. It was more like if somebody did something retarded, then that would be on him, and he'd have to do more. He'd have to do more push-ups or whatever. So it wasn't like the entire unit got punished. No, if somebody did something retarded, something stupid, then I'm not saying all the time it came down on the individual, but most of the time it came down to the individual, I think. you have any close friends? No, it was like a lot of strangers. There was a guy from Michigan. There was a guy from Kentucky. It was actually in the military. It's like people from all over. It's basically in the military. It's like a lot of people don't have a lot of money. So what happens is a lot of people are just really poor, and they don't have any economic upward mobility. So a lot of people, a lot of the people that are rich, they laugh at people in the military because they know they got no money, and they laugh at us. And so it's that's the way it is. Um, people that are the rich sons and fortunate sons and politician sons, they laugh at us. They think we're lower class citizens. They don't they don't respect us at all. That we don't have any money. They just treat us like shit. That's just the way it is, and I don't like it, but that's what they do. Uh, I never had any money, and neither did these guys. No one had any money. They never did. They didn't have an inheritance. They weren't politicians' sons or doctors' sons or neurosurgeons' sons. They weren't fortunate sons. They were just regular guys. They're just regular men and women. They weren't you know they weren't fortunate men and women. Yeah, I was friendly with people, um, but there was a lot of people that were not. Um, some people were thieves, and some people got through the system, and sometimes it was bad because some people, their records were really bad, and they got in to the military, and they're not so good people, and so they're from all over the country, and so there's people from everywhere, man. It was like some guys, yeah, people would steal. They would steal. What they would steal was not like your uniform. They would steal the books. So people would steal the Navy books and the training manuals. They'd steal that a lot, and so some people would be fucked because it come time to become a naval officer, and you didn't have the naval manual, so you had no idea what was fucking going on because people could steal your shit. And they wouldn't steal your like coat, they wouldn't steal your boots, they'd steal the manual because that's what you need. So that was your actually what you really need in the Navy is your manual. They stole my manual, they stole all my shit, and it was fucked up, but that's what they did. People would steal all your shit. It wasn't clean, so it wasn't perfect. I didn't expect if I joined the U.S. military that my fucking military manuals would get ganked, but shit could get ganked. Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, I guess. Well, they would advance themselves with the manual and be able to go to the next level in the Navy, and then you'd be screwed because you wouldn't have the knowledge that you needed to advance. So they steal your books. There were some thugs in there. I don't know how they got in there, but there were some people that were bad that got in there, and it's crazy. it was bad. I don't know how these people got into the military. They got in somehow, but I guess they didn't have a criminal record or something. But they got in there and started ganking shit, stealing shit. And yeah, did they have criminals when I got in? Um, uh, some of the people I couldn't, I can't even imagine that they even got in. They didn't really have clean records. Some of the people, I don't understand how they got in. To be honest, they didn't seem like clean to me. So it's really a shock. 'Living on a boat. Um, it's just guys living on a boat, and man, but in terms of the food, the burritos, man, I loved it every day. Actually, get marched around all day, 24/7. I didn't mind that, but when we got to the breakfast, it was amazing, and the lunch and the dinner, fantastic. I was ready. I was all for it. Um, as terms of the Navy food, it was superb. Uh, they didn't let you sleep very much. Uh, they may call that brainwashing or whatever, but I was trying to get some sleep, and they'll let you go to sleep like 11, and then at 3 in the morning they try to attack you like it's an enemy attack, and it's like, I guess they're trying to simulate like a war attack, like you have no regular structure or whatever. And so I suppose that's the only reason why they were doing that so much. Man, it got so annoying. Like, I'm just trying to sleep, and the dude's like, "Wake up, motherfucker!" And you're being attacked. And they would like throw my shit everywhere and shit. It was bullshit a lot of times, man. Uh, So I guess what they're trying to do is get you prepared for the unexpected. So they're trying to get you ready for, insane attacks by the enemy. That's why they would let you sleep. They'd make you go to sleep at 11, and then they would attack you at 3. I was like, what the fuck? But now I understand why they're doing that. But it was, at the time, I was like, man, fuck. This is bullshit. But it's what it is. Um, but my aunt, both my aunts are in the U.S. Navy, and my grandfather is in the United States Navy, and so, you know, it is what it is. Um, I wouldn't have joined the United States Navy. My S.A.W. wasn't good enough to get to the U.S. Air Force. Otherwise, I would have been in the U.S. Air Force. So it wasn't that I wasn't smart enough to get in the U.S. Air Force, but it was just like I didn't work hard enough to get in the U.S. Air Force. So that's why. So you have to get a good score in the S.A.W. to get in the U.S. Air Force and Space Force. So you have to really try hard to get in there. And so It wasn't Australian pussy, as they were saying. It was a lot more rad than that. So, the food of the Navy is excellent. It's amazing. So don't worry about that. I was just um, I'm not going to talk shit about the United States Navy because that's my aunt and uncle's a day like in the Navy. Yeah, man. Well, you need to. All right. So you need to call. Or you wake up. It's like 5 a.m. It's meal call. So you get in it. So you get meal call. Breakfast. It's usually like sausage, eggs, toast. Shit's amazing. Orange juice. Then you get debriefed to your assignment. Okay? Where you're going. What you're doing, what ship you're on. And then after that, you get next thing you go into your mission. So you get into your mission, whatever that is. I'm not going to talk about what the missions were because that's classified. So you do your mission, whether it's on ship or sub. And then after that mission is complete, then you get lunch, which is amazing. It's like a Reuben sandwich. It's like a amazing thing. Then you get back to work after that. What was I on the submarines? No, I was on a naval carrier class. No, I wasn't on a submarine. I'm too claustrophobic for that. I had too much claustrophobia. So, no, I wasn't on a nuclear sub. No. Yeah, it's the option to get on a sub. You don't really have an option. They just tell you where to go. So, I mean, you kind of choose what school you go to, but it's like, so I did radar, and I could have been assigned to a sub, but I got assigned to a ship. Yeah. You can choose some things, but a lot of things are just orders because when you join the U.S. government, oh yeah, Navy food is really good. Yep, it's great. It's really top caliber tier. You can't really. Now, they do their training in Great Lakes, Illinois, but the main hub of the United States Navy is Norfolk, Virginia. So that's where most of the ships, you know. It depends on if you're on Atlantic Fleet or Pacific Fleet. Yeah, the food is amazing. No one's going to discount that. Is it going to be a paradise? Not really. But in terms of the food, it's going to be excellent. Always. Always. Yeah, sleeping on the water. You know, sometimes I get motion sickness and everything. Um, yeah. I don't get as sick as most other guys do, but it's, yeah. I'm not really a water type guy, you know. I've done jet ski, boats, parasailing, all kinds of shit, but I'm not the best aquatic guy, you know, so sometimes I do get sick out there. Sometimes I do get bad phobias. It's just how it is. I should have joined the Air Force. It was a bad mistake joining Navy, but my grades weren't that high to get to Air Force, so I had to just do that. So at the end of the day, my grades weren't that good to get into Air Force school. Did they allow alcohol? No. In military, you're not allowed alcohol. No, ever, ever. What it? Um, no, no way. You're a soldier. You don't. You're no way. If you did do alcohol, it would have to be out of military purview. You can't do alcohol. You can't do drugs. You can't do anything. I would. You can play cards. You could play games and stuff like that, but you can't. No, you can't do alcohol. Okay, yeah. Right. Alcohol is not allowed in military regiment. That's not allowed, dude. Oh.
You need to come in. It's midnight.
Yeah.
Can you come in and show me? I don't understand how to turn that